Now, what we might think is lucky actually was some luck, but it was more of a strategy that Dovile put into place. Now, Dovile could not be tied to the outcome. Dovile was trying to find one house for one buyer. That was the goal. And through being intentional about a specific lead generation activity, she became lucky and got 3 more deals out of it. Here's the thing, guys. Real estate lead generation is not throwing spaghetti at a wall and trying to figure it out. It is a very specific activity that you do that generates a result. And you do that activity over and over and over again. And no one says that that activity, that lead generation activity, has to be a certain thing. It doesn't have to be, and I'm looking in a book right now because I want to show you something and I may not be able to find it, but it doesn't have to be cold calling. It doesn't have to be door knocking. What it does say though, is Gary says, find a lead gen activity, probably 3, and do it over and over and over and over. And sometimes it's going to feel like you're losing before you win. It's going to feel like you're losing before you win. And here are just on page 138 of my favorite book, page 138 of my favorite book, it's going to feel like you are in this is different things that you can do to prospect. Now, this is old school stuff. There's some stuff in here called newspaper, but newspaper is now what? Social media, right? Social media, and it's free. So the thing about it is that when you have your list of how you want to prospect, then you systematize it and you do it every day. And you're going to feel like you're failing. You're going to feel like you're failing and you're going to feel like you're losing and you're going to call 45 people and nobody is going to list with you and nobody's going to give you an appointment. And yet, if you're focused on the process and getting more business and being of service to people, it's going to happen over and over again. So I don't know how many of you know this, but a note went out on Friday that I have stepped aside and given another amazing, talented person in our office the opportunity to be team leader. And I'm so excited about this because it allows me to focus on my coaching company, and it also allows me to build my real estate business again. And guess what I'm going to do? Why do you think I got this book? You guys think it's going to be like, oh, well, Becky's been doing it since 1997. She's just going to jump back in. No, folks. I started reading this again, although I've read it like 100 times, and I'm back to the drawing board. I'm working on my business plan. What are the 3 ways that I'm going to lead generate every single day for business? And I'm going to do that every single day as soon as I get off this call. And I'm going to build my real estate business, and I'm going to do it every day, and I'm going to fail, and I'm going to fail, and it's going to be terrible, and things are not going to happen good. And I'm going to just go through all the highs and lows that everybody goes through. And yet I'm a lot smarter now and a lot wiser because I'm restarting my business 20 plus years in. And let me tell you, I've learned the hard way that this is the way you build a real estate business and not pay the dumb tax. And Gary says, listen, on page 139, and I go back and read this almost every day. This is Real Estate 101 in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. It says, make a list. We recommend, here's number 1, write it down. We recommend making a list of the prospecting and marketing options you currently pursue, and then adding a number of those listed above. And here are some of the ones listed above. Here's step number 2. when you have your final list, systematize it. Create a written plan, how you propose to attack each of these areas over the course of the next 12 months. Guys, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, or what I've already done. I already know the 3 lead gen strategies that I'm going to use. So the question to you is what are your 3 lead gen strategies, and how are you doing that every single day, right? Every single day. What are you focusing on with those 3 lead gen strategies, and what are you doing every single day to have a really big business? And my first year, I have never sold real estate in Naples, but my goal for my first year is 15 million, and I'm going to do it. 15 million. That's my goal for my first 12 months in the business in Naples. So if I can do it, you can do it, because you guys have been at this here in this town, or if you're not in this town and you're in another place of the United States, you've been at it in your town a lot longer than I've been at it. Nick, you've been at it a lot longer than I've been at it. And you just got in the business. So if I can do it, guess what? You can do it. You can do it. And I just stated my goal out loud for everybody. Okay, so here's the cool thing. You build a plan around it. You systematize it. Now, the reason we're not going to get away from the infinite game. We are going to focus and do the infinite game, I promise, because the infinite game has some really important concepts in it. But here's what I want to ask you guys to do. And that is start getting ready for your 2022 year and thinking about what it is you are going to be doing in 2022 for your business. What is your volume goal? What is your transaction goal? What is it that you're going to be doing in 2022? And what are you putting in place today to make that goal happen in 2022 while you're still focused on finishing strong in the 4th quarter? This month is business planning month. Joanne, you're taking business planning when?
The 25th.
The 25th, you're taking with Brad Knowles?
Correct.
Awesome. Awesome class. Here's what else I'll tell you guys. If you go on KW Connect, James Shaw for 2 afternoons in a row is giving free business planning clinic. Now, before COVID, this class would have been $300 or $400. It's free with the #1 guy to teach business planning. So if you're with Keller Williams, and if you're not with Keller Williams, I don't know why you'd be anywhere else, but if you're not with Keller Williams, talk to us about it. We'll help you get in the business planning clinic, but it's free. And it's going to be built on this book, and it's going to help you build a business by design to have your life by design. Okay?
Becky, when does that start? The James Shaw.
You know what? I sent it to you, Joanne, didn't I?
Yeah, I think it's either the 20th and the 21st or the
That's right.
21st. Yeah.
It's the October, thank you. It's October 20th and 21st. And on
1 to
Eastern
5.
Standard Time, it's 1 to 5. Don't miss it, guys. It's free.
Is that
would
on
pay-
the calendar? Is that on the
I'm sorry?
calendar? Is that on the
No.
calendar for?
It's not. So you go on KW Connect, which is www.kwconnect.com. You put in your Keller Williams login information. Okay. And go to Connect Live. When you go on the drop-down box, you'll go to Connect Live and you'll find it. Nick, I can, if I have a second later this afternoon, what I can do is, if I can remember, I'll email the link to you guys, but look for it as well. Okay.
And they want to make sure they have their average, what they did the past 12 months and their average sale price.
That's right. What did that last? Yes. 100%. 100%. Okay. So tell me, all right. So one other thing I want to go to is that he also says, top producing agents clearly reveal that they purposefully employ a wide variety of techniques to a greater than average number of sources. Think of this as diversifying your lead generation portfolio. The multiple methods and sources will not only bring you more business in prosperous times, but will also diversify and help protect you during uncertain times. So what he's talking about here, guys, is if you go and look at page 138, 138 breaks down prospecting into two groups. One is telemarketing, which if you're calling FSBOs, expireds, just sold, just listed, past clients, allied resources, geographic farming area, apartments, corporations, builders, banks, third-party companies, that's all telemarketing. Then there's face-to-face, which is allied resources, meeting with them for meals, door-to-door canvassing, open houses, client parties, networking events, social functions and community events, seminars, booths at events, teaching and speaking opportunities. These are all face-to-face. So what Gary, and then on the other side, you've got marketing. So everything I just went through with you is proactive, and direct prospecting. So if you aren't signed up for Bold, Janet, Nick, I don't think you're signed up. If you're in Naples, you're not signed up for Bold, sign up. I'm going to be there and I'm going. I told my husband this morning, I said, I'm doing Bold. He's like, well, haven't you done that like 100 times? And I'm like, yes, honey, I have done it 100 times and I'm relaunching a real estate business and I'm doing it again. So if I'm doing it, you should be doing it. Nobody should be exempt from it. And I'm telling you, you have to talk to 20 people a day. How does your world change when you talk, when you speak to 20 people every day? That's what Bold makes you do. And it's scary, but it makes you do it. And if you don't do it and you get back into the classroom and you haven't met your goals, Nick, you let your team down and your team loses points. Ouch. Right? So go to Bold, and Bold will learn how to build this. All right, what's your ahas from today? What are you thinking? First of all, can you guys tell I'm fired up to get back in the game? Fired up to get back in the real estate game. I'm so excited. I told my husband, I'm like, woo, I'm so excited. He's like, you're crazy, woman. You're crazy. All right, so tell me, what were you thinking? What's going through your mind right now?
I'm gonna focus on the business clinic. That's an aha. Then I still need to figure out to put my real numbers. So I'm still going to get my numbers, my GCI numbers down yet to see. That's what I'm gonna work on now. That's my aha.
Perfect, Rosamond. Are you gonna do Bold?
I'm trying to, yes, I'm trying.
All right, well, how about, why don't you talk to Jordis Reyes about that?
Yes.
Let's see what we can do to get you in the Bold room.
Yes.
Okay. All right, who else? What's your ahas? I want to hear from you. No ahas? No excitement?
Well, I'm excited for the James Shaw business planning
Yes.
class. So that's exciting. So that's
All
my
right,
aha.
great. So here's the last question. I want you guys to write down what your goal was for this year. Write it on a piece of paper. And if you don't know what your goal was for this year, write something down. So write it down right now. I want you to write it down. I want you to show it to me. Joanne, you and I are meeting at 12 today, girl. You better be careful. I'm on fire. There's your number. Oh, look at that. 411, Nick. Woo, I love it. Show me your number, people. Show me your number. Put it up. All right, Katie or Kathy, I see it. Rosamond, I see it. Janet, if you're not on the screen, if you guys aren't on the screen, put it in the chat box. What's your number? Got your number, Janet. Thank you. What's your number? All right. Now I want you to write down, how close are you to meeting it? Where are you? What's your current? And if you don't know, your goal today is to find out where you are. And then the second thing is to put a plan in place for the next 60 days to meet your goal. I listened to James Shaw this morning, and there was one agent, she put a plan in place. This was actually last week. She put a plan in place, and she was going to be short of her goal this year by like 20 transactions. And she put a plan in place and she sold 15 homes in 1 month. That's some serious commitment to her goal. How committed are you? How committed are you? All right, guys. So tomorrow, be here. We're going to practice. We're going to script practice. I'm going to give you some FSBO scripts. Yay, because I see FSBOs are like going through the roof, right? I'm going to give you some FSBO scripts. Please be here on time. We're so excited. We're going to talk a little bit about the infinite game for about 5 to 7 minutes. I do have something in that I want to bring to your attention. And then we're going to jump into for sale by owner scripts. We won't break into breakout groups. What we'll do is I will send it to you, open it up, and we'll all just kind of read it together and kind of get used to it and stuff like that. And then that's Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, we'll break into actual breakout groups. We'll break into breakout groups and practice for sale by owner scripts. All right. We're also going to do door knocking scripts coming soon. The next quarter, I'm going to help you guys with all the scripting stuff, all the scripting, whatever you need, we'll do it, because learning the skill of selling real estate and how to talk to people is so important. But don't discount the bold room, because you're going to get great scripts there too. All right. I love you guys. Go make it happen. It's Monday. Make it happen. Let's go. It's selling season. It's October. Get on it. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.